Hi guys! I am back with another sit down video, which just feels so weird, but we're gonna do it anyways. So today I am here to tell you that I am pregnant again. If you've watched my two most recent videos, then you probably already knew that because I mentioned it, or if you know me in real life or follow me on social media, I have been talking about it there. I am due May 23rd of next year, and I'm currently about 16 and a half weeks along. So I decided that I would do like a first trimester recap for you guys and just talk about how the first trimester was for me this time around, like symptoms I was having, and just cover all of that stuff. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining in. I hope that you end up subscribing. I am finally jumping back into the YouTube world, and I am intending on staying for good this time. So let's just hop right in. So as for symptoms, I had a crazy amount of fatigue this time around. Like, I thought it was bad with Wallace, my first pregnancy, but it was nothing compared to this. And I don't know if that's because I now have a toddler to chase and like deal with, and I can't just nap whenever I want, but it has been, well, it's not anymore, but it was really bad. I also had like slight nausea. I would say it was a little bit worse than last time, although I am just one of those lucky people that doesn't really have like morning sickness per se. I just have like food aversions and like just feel kind of uneasy. I did get sick one time at my doctor's appointment actually, which was really weird, especially because I had just told him like, oh no, you know, I'm not really that nauseous, I haven't gotten sick, and then I threw up at my appointment. I was like, I was just gonna think I'm a liar. But I didn't get sick any other times, so it was just that one time. So I feel pretty lucky. As for, like I said, food aversions, that's always just like a major thing first trimester. There's like always a select like group of foods that I can eat, and that's it. And so I just pretty much survive off of those things. And until I get to the second trimester, that just has to do because it's so horrible. Also, I had like, and I still do kind of, these are the prenatals that I take. They are gummies. They're natural raspberry lemonade flavored. And for some reason, starting at like, I want to say like 10 weeks or something, they just started tasting nasty to me. And I've tried so many different prenatals. I suck at taking pills, so I don't want to stick with that long term. I'm a baby. I choose the gummies. But the other ones I found also tasted bad to me. So this is just the least bad because I'm gonna keep taking prenatals. So that's what I'm stuck with. I also, and it still is here, I've had a stuffed up nose, which I guess is actually a pretty common pregnancy symptom for those of you that don't know. It did happen to me last time around, and I want to say it lasted the whole pregnancy. It's annoying, but it's not that bad. I also started having like sore boobs towards the end of the first trimester. Just, I want to say from probably like 12 to 15 weeks, they were so sore. They hurt so bad. And Wallace loves to climb all over me, so he was constantly like elbowing me in the boob and like stepping on my boob, and I was just like, it hurt so bad. As for cravings, I craved yogurt a lot. I ate a lot of yogurt. And I still have been eating a lot of yogurt. It's just been good. I love Yummy brand yogurt. It's not that healthy at all, I know that, but it's good. And it's super, super cheap. So that's what I get usually. I also went through a phase for like a solid, like at least 2 months where I really liked fish sticks, which is kind of weird. I ate them like every single day. And also ice cream in the first trimester was a big thing for me. Loved ice cream, could not get enough ice cream. So as for my first appointment, and I'll get into more about why it was my only appointment so far later. But at my first appointment, I still am in Moscow currently, not for long, just a few more days, but it was in Pullman actually, because Moscow is right next to Pullman, Washington. And I went and I thought I don't know how to describe it. You know when you go into a place and you just don't feel as comfortable there as like you have with things in the past? That's the best way I can describe it. I just didn't get like the best vibes, I guess, there, for lack of a better word. It just wasn't very welcoming, I guess, and I just felt kind of uncomfortable. But anyways, I went in for my appointment, and all that happened was I did my urine sample, obviously, because that's standard, and I got my blood pressure done, and they checked my weight, which happens at every appointment, at least at OB clinics I've gone to. And then when I was waiting for the doctor, he literally just came in, did a vaginal ultrasound, which I'd never done before, and so that already made me even more uncomfortable. And that was like the entire appointment. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just that at the first OB I went to, it was just way more thorough, I guess. But it was really weird, and they didn't tell me what to expect at my next appointment. They didn't tell me anything, really. Like, we didn't talk about my previous pregnancy at all. I brought up that I had had a C-section before, so he was like, oh, you'll have to have a C-section again because that specific clinic did not do VBACs, which was majorly disappointing for me. And so I just got like a bad vibe from it. So moving on to why that was my only appointment, still, that was at 8 weeks, by the way. I have been trying for weeks now to get pregnancy Medicaid because that is the only way I get health insurance while I'm pregnant, or ever, really. I never have health insurance otherwise. So while I've been dealing with that, it's been the longest process ever. The health and welfare here in Moscow is absolutely horrific. They do not do their jobs well at all. Not meaning to like just turn this into a slander at them, but seriously. And so it's just kind of been a struggle because they, unlike my previous experience as well, you must pay off your entire first previous appointment. You can't make a payment. You have to pay it off completely before you're allowed to have another appointment. So because I'm not on Medicaid, they have been making me push my appointments back. So was supposed to have an appointment at 12 weeks. I got the stomach flu. So it got pushed back to 14 weeks. I called, said, hey, I still don't have health insurance. I'm really sorry. We literally had one step left. And she was like, oh, but you don't have it yet, so we're going to have to push it back. And it got pushed back to yesterday, actually. And I was like, okay, well, I still can't go because I called Medicaid on Wednesday, or I called Health and Welfare on Wednesday. And he said that they still haven't filed the paperwork or whatever, so I still have to wait for them to get back to me. It has been an entire week at this point. There were literally 2 pieces of paper. I'm not sure how they couldn't have just looked at it and finished it when Connor brought the paperwork in, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous because, I'm pregnant and I haven't had any appointments in over 2 months now. So anyways, since we are moving, I will be going to a new OB clinic. I think I have one picked out already, and they do offer VBACs there. So I'm really hoping that I am a good candidate for a VBAC because obviously that would be preferred to have a natural birth. It does scare me a lot. So if any of you have any experience with that, please send me a message on Instagram or leave me a comment down below because your girl's freaking a little bit. But anyways, now that I've ranted about all of that, I will show you an ultrasound. So this is from that one appointment I had. So cute. Just a tiny little bean, but it's crazy now because it's not a tiny little bean anymore. But I wouldn't know because I haven't seen it. Probably won't see it until it's like anatomy scan time. So really cool. I just love that first ultrasound when you finally get confirmed that there's a baby in me, if you know what I mean. So as for differences between the 2 pregnancies, I would say that I was slightly more nauseous this time. It seemed like I was a lot more fatigued this time. Oh, I didn't even talk about this, but when I was pregnant with Wally, I had no trouble sleeping at all. When I was tired, I would just pass out. I went on a trip in my first trimester, actually several, but one specifically that I'm thinking of last time around. And we would be like in meetings and I would just start falling asleep like in the middle of the meeting. It was so embarrassing. If I needed to sleep, I would sleep. This time around, I have the hardest time staying asleep. And if I would ever try to take a nap, then it would not happen at all. Like I would be to that point where you're like almost asleep and just stay there the whole time. So when I would wake up, I would feel worse than I did when I tried to go to sleep. It was horrible. So that's like a major difference. I'm also already getting some acid reflux, which is awful. That was, if you followed since Wally's pregnancy, thank you first off. But acid reflux during like the end of the second trimester and the whole third trimester was a major, like, horrible symptom for me. So it's starting to look like it's probably going to be that way again. Your girl's going to have to be on medication for it again in order to go to sleep. So for now, I'm just taking Tums and that's working just fine. But I know if it's already like a problem when it started at like 14 weeks, then it's going to get even worse as the baby gets bigger. Also, differences. My boobs got bigger faster this time. I had to buy new bras already, which was annoying. I didn't expect them to get that much bigger, but they did. Also, my bump has gotten bigger faster this time around, which I expected. That's pretty standard, I feel like. But it's interesting because I'm measuring like at least what it looks like to me. I haven't gotten this confirmed by a doctor, but it looks like I'm measuring like 4 weeks ahead of what I was last time. So like my stomach now looks like it did at like 20 weeks with Wally. I'll try to insert some like comparison pictures to see if that helps. But without further ado, let's go into a bump shot, shall we? Here is my bump. Just fold my jeans down. This is my stomach at 16 and a half weeks. I already am starting to get a sticky outy belly button, which Connor hates. And I would also like to insert the clip of when I told Connor that I was pregnant, and I will play that right now. Did you notice Wally's onesie? Read his onesie.
I don't know what that means.
What do you think it means? You don't know what that means? Really? Did you read it?
Mm-hmm. You gonna tell me?
Well, I was late for my period, so we went to Walgreens and I took 2 tests, and they were both positive.
You went to Walgreens?
Yep, we walked to Walgreens. So it was clearly not the reaction that I was expecting. He did admit after I had filmed the video that he knew what the onesie meant and he was just being dumb. But he is actually excited. He just didn't like that I was filming him, so it didn't turn out how I wanted it to at all. And Wally's onesie said, Big Brother, something about him becoming a big brother. I don't remember. I literally wrote on it with a Sharpie. But anyways, that is everything for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want me to keep doing pregnancy videos, I will keep making pregnancy videos. I would love to just jump right back into doing like updates and stuff because they were well received last time. So with that being said, that is everything I have for this video. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already because you don't want to miss the content that will be coming out and you don't want to miss following along with this pregnancy. But thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!